Very welcome back. Now, Derek is on a mission this morning to clean the Liffey's act up.
He's trawling the river for rubbish.
Yeah, how's it going, Derek?
Yes, good morning, team. Well, we're certainly making waves here in the heart of the capital this morning on an eco mission, as you mentioned there, guys, with the Liffey Sweepers. I'm joined now by Jimmy, Ryan and Kyle, some of the team members here on board. Good morning to you, Jimmy.
Good morning, Derek.
Jimmy, tell us about the Liffey Sweepers.
The Liffey Sweeper is one of the initiatives to start now, first time ever to clean the River Liffey. So it's responding to an eco call throughout the world that we've got to stop our plastics and our waste going out to our biosphere and adding to our sea pollution, basically.
Now, how much litter do you find in the river itself? How much pollution?
Well, what happens is that, depending on your weather conditions, you get an ebb and tide. Once we go to the first trap, most of the traps get wiped out by big trees. But when we get to our first trap here, which is the most successful one, that's the John Rogerson's Quay, we get anything up to about 4 tonne of waste in that. Some days we have to keep going back and forward because we've only a tonnage of about 3 tonne on the boat. So we go back and forward. But overnight, we miss 2 tides at night time, but the trap actually catches all the waste coming out of the city.
Now, you were telling me that, for example, events like concerts and rugby matches, obviously we had the Italian match here a couple of weeks back. I mean, you get a lot of rubbish from those games that fall into the river, right?
Yeah, I mean, once you have any big events in the city, up at Aviva Stadium, Crow Park and all that, it all ends up between the canal systems getting blown into the River Liffey because all the rivers are connected. So it all ends up in the River Liffey and heads out to sea.
Now, what do we find in the river itself?
You get loads of plastic, bags, boxes, cups, a wide range of all sorts of, and we get very, very large trees, as I said, but a wide range of all sorts of waste, bags of food, people directly dumping waste into the River Liffey. Yeah, it's quite shocking.
Trolleys. Everyone says, oh, there's always trolleys in the River Liffey.
Yeah, trolleys at the end. No, trolleys at the end of the day will sink down, but no, it's mainly the plastics and wood and rubbish that actually floats. So you have what's called you have surface waste, and then you have neutral buoyancy plastic, which is not always seen on the top, but it's just below the water, and that's why the cage going down about a metre actually catches that. But you know, we tried to service it with one vessel and another small vessel.
We're approaching one of the traps here now, just to our left-hand side. So talk us through the purpose of the trap here.
Yeah, well, the trap here now, we actually emptied the trap there, so it's quite clean now. But the tide, when it turns this evening, will actually start to fill the trap as it comes down the quay walls, and our northerly winds will actually send in more waste. But unfortunately, we have the middle of the river, which is wide open. So what we get here is just a reflection of actually what's going out to the River Liffey.
You're telling me there's only one trap here along the River Liffey. It's not enough, really?
No, it's not. No, absolutely not. Like, we designed traps that will go into the middle of the River Liffey and each side, leaving the rivers open because you must maintain the river open at all stages for the emergency service and for leisure craft. But we really need more traps, need more investment in traps between the River Liffey, River Dodder, Clontarf, the River Tolka, so we need to cover all that.
I mean, we only have the one trap. If we had 4 traps, how much of a difference would that make?
We would stop 90% of the waste going out of the River Liffey.
And how much are we stopping at the moment?
We're probably stopping. Well, we get about 2.5, 3 tonne out of this every second day. Every second day, we could. It's tons. The calculation would be is on the physical dimension of what's in the trap. So if the trap is full with 3.5 tonnes of waste, you can imagine that it's 60 odd metres of waste that's gone out that River Liffey.
All right, there's also a course up and running here as well. Tell us about the course to get some Liffey Sweepers involved.
Yeah, the marathon training course, comprehensive course, is the course that guarantees the crew here on the Liffey Sweeper. And this vessel is also used as a training vessel as well as the Liffey ferry. We use those boats for not only doing passage, historical tours out of port, but the Liffey Sweeper serves 2 purposes: the environmental purposes, clean the River Liffey, and also educates and train lads through the maritime course on the sweeper and the ferry.
Ryan, you did the course quite recently yourself. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you too.
Yeah,
Darren.
Tell us, why did you decide to do the course?
I decided to do the course because I came down to work with Jimmy, with Ross, my friend that passed away, and my other good friend Kyle. I seen the course on the Irish Nautical Trust, and I seen everything that came with the course, and I said that's something that I'd really like to do. When I started the course, I started with Kyle, as Ross passed away and he already done the course. we started out on just the basics, learning about ropes and tides and weathers and everything you needed to know about weather before going out onto the boats. And then later on in the course, when we knew everything about the tides and the ropes, we then advanced onto the boats and start going out into the Liffey and on the boats and learning about the boats, how it works itself and all the different parts of the boats. And after we learned about that, we start going out further on into the bay and adventuring on out ourselves and learning ourselves and pushing our boundaries really.
Absolutely. And Kyle, you're out in all weathers really, aren't you?
All sorts of weather, storms, rainy weather, freezing cold temperatures. It's the job. Like, you can't decide, I don't want to go in today. You have to go in every day and just take it as it comes.
And you grew up here in Ringsend yourself, right?
Yeah, on the river every day of the week.
Yeah, jumping in during the summers. So it's almost come a full 180 really for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, 180 altogether. I wouldn't jump in now after walking on the river. Too much rubbish.
You want to say hello to some family members this morning?
Hello to my mum, my nanny. If I don't say hello to my nanny, she'll kill me later on after I finish work. So I better say hello.
They're all tuning in nice and early. I mean, so without you really, I mean, we see Dublin City Council, they provide so many sweepers out in the streets. It's clean each and every day. On the river, it's a different story, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, this is the only vessel that serves the river, and it's mainly sponsored by Dublin Port Company, who actually financed the sweeper. With our partners then, we have Google.org, which actually sponsors the maritime training, and then the sweeper itself came from Dublin Waste to Energy. They sponsored actually Dublin Waste, but that is connected to Dublin City Council as well.
All right, where can we find out more online?
IrishNauticalTrust.ie.
All right, you do a great job here keeping the river clean and tidy and keeping it pollution free. So thank you so much for all your hard work that you do here, Jimmy.
Thank you very
From
much.
all the crew here on board the Liffey Sweeper, back to you in studio. Well done, good man. Thank you so much, Jimmy.
For that, Derek. If you do want to get involved, IrishNauticalTrust.ie. I just love that, them going down the Liffey, cleaning up all the
They
rubbish.
saw a problem and they said, we can do something about
Should
it.
Dublin City Council not be doing that?
Well, they should, and I think they've given them a grant and everything else to help them do it as well. But they're doing a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
That's what we want
And
to
should
see.
we not be throwing rubbish into the rivers
No, we
as
shouldn't
well?
be throwing
Personal
rubbish into the river
responsibility.
and we're in.
Personal responsibility,
I
exactly.
know.
Lots more.